there everybody, Smoelt here, and welcome to a very exciting art video for me. I am taking part in a 6-person artist collab here on YouTube. I am collabing with Pencil Butter, Lone S. Wolf, Amy Ward, Alexi Brewer, and Nautica Williams, and all their links will be down below in the description. And what we are doing is we have played the artist telephone game. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay, because I didn't know what this was either. It's basically we're playing the telephone game, but with pictures. So what we did was, Pencil Butter started us off. She made an illustration, and no one was allowed to see it except for Lone, and Lone wasn't allowed to ask Pencil Butter what she drew. And then Lone, not being able to ask what Pencil Butter drew, created her own version of the picture and how she interpreted it, and then she passed hers on to me, and I made my edition, which is what you're watching right now. And then I passed mine on to Amy, and then Amy passed hers on to Nautica, and then Nautica passed hers on to Alexi, and then we all gathered together and see what happened, which you saw in the slideshow earlier. And I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky, it is kind of cold. I am actually recording in my car because I cannot find a moment's peace in my house. It is ridiculous. And I live in Maine, and it is actually about 3 in the morning. So I imagine it's kind of cold right now. So sorry if I'm a little bit shaky. Anyway, in Pencil Butter Lone, Alexi and Nautica all use markers. And as you can see here, I am using watercolors at first. Later on, I will switch to markers because I do start to run out of time, and I knew that if I kept playing with the watercolor, I wasn't going to finish on time. Because we also had a 2-week limit per person, otherwise we could have taken an entire year to get this project together, just because there were so many of us. Well, anyway, I start off with the watercolors, and I'm using the Dr. P.H. Martin Hydrus Fine Art Watercolor, which I've had for about a little over half a year now. And I quite like them. The colors I'm using are Cobalt Blue, Carmine, Payne's Gray, and Hansa Yellow Medium. And earlier on, before I started painting, there was a clip that I had of me mixing the colors, and what I did when I was mixing them was I mixed the colors with a little bit of glycerin, because while I love these watercolors, they dry pretty fast on the palette, and they do not re-wet very well. So I wanted to be able to keep them moist as long as possible, because I knew that I was going to be taking my time painting. I was going to have a lot of sits or painting sessions, and I wanted to see if I could keep the paint fresher. And the glycerin did a very good job of that, though it did slow the flow of the paint down a little bit, so it's still kind of a work in progress for me. This is the first time I did it, and I'm really glad that I didn't ruin my paints with them, even though it was just like a drop or two of each paint color, so it wouldn't have been a big deal anyway. Alright, so about my picture. Again, I wasn't allowed to ask Lone or Pencil Butter what I was looking at, so when I saw Lone's picture, what I saw was an elf girl with dark hair and dark wings in a red dress, or well, in a red kind of kimono-ish attire with like an obi and a skirt, and then there was a skirt underneath which was a darker color, so, and then sleeves, and then she was also wearing what looked to me like a mink, because that just made sense, because stoles usually are made of minks. So that's what I thought it was. And then she was also holding a fan, and there was like these little decoratives that I tried to include as well. And overall, I like how this turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. Later on, when we all regrouped, I did find out that the original theme for the picture was the fox and the crow. I never would have been able to tell you that looking at Lone's picture. Now, I did get a picture of Lone's picture instead of a scan of it, so I had to guesstimate the colors, and the colors that I was guesstimating were very dark, and I actually don't like to work very dark. I don't care to use the color black if I can help it, or the color gray if I can help it. I have a love-hate relationship with the color gray. I was inspired by early Impressionists, who do not use black at all, and so I try and keep that philosophy in when I color things. And I'm still kind of working on that, trying to make it work. Usually I go for purple, and then here you can see me switching from the watercolor to the marker and pencils. But anyway, the darks I had a lot of trouble with, and then the reason that I switched from watercolor to the markers is because I thought I was going to be taking way too long with the watercolor, and I wasn't getting the colors that I needed as vibrant as I needed fast enough, and I just wanted to get this over to Amy as fast as possible. And then actually I think we're just about near the end of the video now, so thank you so much for joining me. Go check out everyone else's videos, their links will be down below, and if you like what you see, please subscribe. That would mean a lot to me, and have a great day. Bye!